Okay, so I just wanted to basically yesterday I was with my grandpa and we basically ended up having this big debate on whether or not um, gay marriage should be legalized. And I mean, like he is for gay marriage, he just was playing devil's advocate, but it just made me think. I was just like I just there was so many things that he said, and I was like, they don't make sense. Like even if you're playing devil's advocate, why? And so I just need to rant about it. And basically, this is my main issues with the whole should we legalize gay marriage? Should we not? What should we do? I don't know. Why are we debating this? It's gay, like any marriage. Marriage is a human right. It's not even gay marriage, it's human marriage. That's what we're talking about. Because it's whether or not two humans, no matter what gender they are, no matter what race they are, no matter what religion they are, should they have the right to marry? And does the states have the right to decide that? No, it's none of our business who marries who. Why should we care? Like, nothing bad is going to happen to you if two men get married or if two women get married. Nothing bad is going to happen. If you don't support the idea, don't have one. It doesn't affect you personally. If two men get married, the economy's still going to be the same shape it is. Our society is still going to be the same way it is. Government's still going to be the same way it is. The only thing that's going to be different is that they have rights they didn't have before. And they have the ability to participate in an action that every human should have the right to have. Everyone. It should not be a debate because it's obvious. Why are we fighting over this when it's so obvious of an explanation? Like, allow everyone to marry whoever the hell they want because it doesn't affect us. It just affects those two people getting married. You don't like the idea of it, don't go to one, don't have one. But just keep your nose in your own business. Just stop being nosy. Like, we don't say, oh, well, I think your eyebrows are big and your eyebrows are really small, so you two can't get married. Like, it's the same thing. There's nothing different between a gay person and a straight person. I mean, they're just sexually attracted to different things. It doesn't make them any less human. It doesn't. And then beyond that, people have told me, like, well, I think they should get married, but I don't think we should call it marriage. Let's call it gay marriage, or let's call it a civil union. Yes, the rights are the most important part. I completely think that is because, like, if your partner's on life support and you're not legally married because you're not allowed to, you can't be the one who's in charge of saying whether or not to unplug it or not. And a lesbian couple should have the right to do that. A gay couple should have the right to do it. They are married. They live together legally under the law. They are married. As far as I'm concerned, they do the same actions. They go through the same stuff. So let's make it legal. But people are saying, no, civil union. Like, honestly, as important and as foremost as I think the rights are, the stigma is still there as long as we call it something different. The stigma behind being gay, behind being lesbian, bisexual, transgender. Part of what we need to do is get rid of the stigma so that people are more comfortable coming out about their sexuality, so there's less gay suicides, and especially in young teenagers. Like, there was so many this year, and honestly, we're doing so much to help with, like, the Trevor Project and many other things. But let's try and remove the stigma, because that's the big picture. As long as there's a stigma, people are going to feel bad about who they are. And people are not going to be comfortable letting out who they are in public. So remove the stigma, and it's the first step to fixing homophobia and just hatred. And I mean, it's just because it's not equality until there's the equal name. Because you're saying that you have a civil union, yes, it's equal rights, but it's not equality. There's a difference. It's like saying, it'd be like during the civil rights movement when they had, like, the African American water fountains and the white water fountains. Still water fountains, like, yes, it is also true they weren't in some good condition, but just pretending they were, it's still the same stigma by making people go to a different water fountain than the other. The back of the bus is the same as the front of the bus, but Rosa Parks had every right to sit in the front of the bus. It shouldn't matter, because why do we care if we're white and sitting in the back? It shouldn't matter. And this is the same thing. It shouldn't matter that two men can get married or two women. They love each other. Who gives a shit? Why? And then everyone else, like the other main issue people have with it is the Bible says that, like, I think it says something along the lines of, one man shall not lay with another man as he does with a woman. That's great and all, but first of all, the Bible was written a good, like, thousands of years ago, like, ancient times, so things change, first of all. And second of all, back then, relationships were more about survival than love. So it's probably just saying something along the lines of, you need to produce kids, you need to have heirs, you need to have sons, you need to have daughters so that they can have sons and daughters so that people can continue on. And beyond that, even if for some reason the Bible actually does think that it's just outright wrong to be homosexual, how many people can honestly tell me they follow every single rule in the Bible or the Quran or whatever your religious document is? Because there's so many. I know in the Jewish Bible, the Torah, there is 613 commandments. I'm Jewish. I don't follow every single one of those. I do my best and I try to be a good person, but I don't follow every single one of them because that's impossible. I don't even know what every single one of them are. But I do my best, and it's more about being a good person than actually sitting down and being like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this because the Bible says not to, but I'm going to make sure that every day I do this, and I won't do any work at all on Shabbat. But then it's like, what counts as work? Like, it's just, the Bible's interpreted. It's not just straightforward. But beyond that, just when you say you can't be gay because the Bible says not to, the Bible says not to eat pork. How many of you eat pork? I'm guessing most of you do. Like, from what my understanding are, and this part may be wrong, the Christian Old Testament is basically the exact same as the Jewish Bible, with like maybe a few differences. And if I'm correct in saying that, how many kosher Christians do you know? I don't know a single kosher Christian. So you're going to tell me that you can ignore something that there's over 20 laws about the laws of kashrut in the Torah and the Bible. You don't need to follow that, but the one law, the one teeny little law about being homosexual, that means that, oh no, it's wrong. We can't let them get married. We can't let them be happy. We can't let them live their lives the way we want to live our lives. Where do you get this thinking? You can't have it both ways. Either follow every single rule or don't judge other people for not following every single rule. Because it's just, I don't think anybody should have the right to say whether or not being homosexual is wrong or not. Because it is. It's the same thing as being straight. It just happens. It's biological. But if you're going to claim it on the Bible, at least follow every single fucking rule in the Bible. Because if you don't, you have no stance and no claim behind it. And honestly, it's just, why do we just, I'm going to stop now, but after why do we care? Like, it doesn't affect us. It only affects other people who want to get married and love and be happy. They want to have the right to adopt children together, to be able to visit their partner in the hospital if they're sick, and so many other basic rights that straight people take for granted because that's what we have, that's what we get. They want that. And honestly, I want that for them. I want all people of the LGBT community, I want all people of the world to have the same basic rights that I have as a straight person. Because honestly, we're all the same, and we need to get over the fact that yes, there are slight differences, but if you judge everybody on every single little difference, you're never going to make friends. You're never going to be happy because no one's the exact same carbon copy of you. It's not going to happen. The world doesn't work like that, and you need to get over it, or eventually it's going to come back to bite you in the ass.